no no about permanent edu enkono yekoso da wase se ogibre na utie na ohwe Ekosiisen on Asempa 94.7 onasis kobi e wa say Dr. Koso abeka so am say onasis wrap up on your commercial say quickly na fe yenko adamate so yeah
nanka Reverend Ntifojo
Reverend so ko
Jano, what they no watch no.
Reverend and I say
Reverend Ntifojo.
Wabekasa.
PR you obey no I see party.
Why do you call it PR? Because Wabechurch
man
say nyane ho asem say Lanchester say
and the way manner or yard and so come so artificial, especially with evidence here the better one thing yeah. Ono ko
doubt to anase.
Oko yeah, okohu saman obeka saman ho asem.
O doubt to anase.
It can't stand the test of time, you see?
Well, that's why I told him that Wakwaba.
Yeah.
Yes, you be see actually.
And the two was so neatly done. There's the arrangement of a Diane, the way the kitchen.
Arrangement the jai.
The kitchen.
The arrangement jai be now name school for so. That's how you stock they have. They can arrange it.
And they were never in short of anything. All the schools that he went.
The schools that were mentioned.
And they were not a single of them was even in short of oil. Not a single of them was even in short of flour. Not a single, but except I'm for Juma, and I want to make one I say. As late as 3 days ago, now I know one of the suppliers didn't come. You know, catch me. So what they are trying to do is that say, school be reporter of shortage, then they cross check with other school. And then they will tell you so when you if you because the supplier themselves, are having problems supplying because are buying. It's slow. So there are problems. Schools not going in. Isn't it so intriguing? Say, oh my, your friend say schools in it will be beer. School beer be neatly so packed. And I mean, come on, these stories you've been in this thing for far too long. Or try to obey for how long? And then be also Jan office. Now starting moving from schools to schools, inspecting, saying.
But sometimes it's very important.
Say, oh my, the people not complain.
But he says that Obiabe report to a more radio so
the first about teacher say see because
but I need the babon
until now
Baba just said that to me the babon
they say anya share no ubenya ba ku mienu miensa bia
asinto
nka until now na ke ntesa asemi meboa all of a sudden na the start kasa de eba into also who said there are problems but all the investigation in actually be bia
has to be fair sukusa your boss so oti ya ko achimota rally osabo school back presec ni boss na ko
those two schools oh my na me so be adwuma bia be body no we bought the particular commodity na o kan wasem no na sankofo we ya ya na ye tata we na ni panelus na adwuma those MPP are buying and their friends. Oh yeah,
also
the people somebody may lose Najuma. See those two schools are bueno, two of them. Me say as recent as 3 days ago, and now one supplier and then only me komoka so they had to cross check from one other one, then order someone koji.
Now enough now the komobia. What's wrong with that?
So that in itself me said then there was shortage. Yes, schools from the may I will encourage the schools to adopt this strategy. So then biano omunya shortage that's almost starting to say na bema ministers are sorry no more making sure say indeed their stock no fully replenished. It's good for them. Dr. Maybe schools will also adopt this strategy but the minister be here minister Dr. Yes wa ko na ko fra china wa kwa ye and one
me omani na
me ebako
me papa me wafa na odu kasa from former maritime boss no.
Yeah, kwame
ono na otumi pa ntina na me chao ewia me chao na ewia uhwe questions o man ni bisa nkofo wa na ewia me hwa otumi nu pa de o ka say o say em say mu poverty ntina bia no say corruption is what about your mind wa na only
which is not
oh yeah I just to on the light side na mama can say mama ncha balado menu obeka assembly wa ha na say me repeat am no one say politics oh yeah politics ka say sebi enye nipa nyina no mutimu efuta abro so ho abro o si rat ekra e na odi ni mba call obi from e na mu wi pepper meko na Omo me ko kan say yem nja yen ko wensusu no makọ no mawi. Omo wi sa no si yen ko no si onka so ma mi say na me ko yen wi enya de e de wo ye be no nyina ahihie. Nanso odi an ko ka say yen nja na yen ko no so na ka chom say na hina na ka chom say ni denti na ye wa ha.
Ya bro.
Abro panti na ya padaji na ya ba efo we mu. Any politics e bi muti video abro papa na onim ma dream dia kuma pa atena se adwin model bi ho a me de be eboa man krofo anya healthcare apomudin unse o ma we mu malaria kunkora under 5 years still we Ghana in their thousands annually inti me tena se na me say adenti na bia edri malaria dro say be every pharmacy ton nanso correct me because of malaria no hospital me edwa na me say bebre omo de omo ba beba no na ache onfa no bantem nti obedru ho na malaria no afu akoni trim eno ye friend cerebral malaria eno no wan sha na akwara no wa fi unsem eche me bisa eno se na obebisa ena doctor lawyer fe na ni lawyer fe beba ha ena akwara no papa tu kwan ni papa odi ni kasom fiu enti me hu say suru kan ansa na me di buy the point I want to make is that poverty it prevent you from reporting to the hospital enti me fa say any message simple health post here
container
yes
they see in anymore.
What you say in this modern world, there are many offices. A container na building inside furnished air condition. Me ye container air condition next time. Me dey draw more untiashi. Who enter ho yem bisa say card way. The first episode then e wana akona no. You sure wa basic drugs like malaria free. What you say politics abroad politics. You go catch him confirm say hey when ammonia monia ajisa no. Doctor Kobo was sick as no office for tank for Kaswa. Now when no mamu. And no why Kaswa hospital no be ahu video obi ahu ye. Ranso nipa say say Kaswa nya dan kese na nya container dia ene ye kwa wofu abro omani ba ni nyina ya disua. We politician no usua no nipa na asese ono so ofa jemu a ohun dan no so ye den osua. Enti obi wo ho be ka say you say the next shorty obi wo ya akomapa adwimpa ope wejuma yi o ka so that otu anamo na exactly obi so wo ho there are 3 kinds of critics and obi o complaining back wo ope yi adwimpa nya so ope wa say o man enti da obi kasa e wo say untie sabi me ka say NDC there e ba propaganda obomodi nanso kasa still tie ebi obe hu no na bi wo mu a obetim da yijuma. But there's a second kind of critic. No, why say critic no sebi nejuma. Sebi mean can say think tanks. Omo ni hwe. But obi o nejuma ni say de bia no obe pe bibia kan obi bi hu. Ono so but the third one and most interesting. Obi o wa ejuma na okita na ohwehwe like me the case ni say. Nkofo no can say container de ama wasidan ope ebi a otina yeden atena. Enti sa reports na otinu. Some might be concocted. But what's the concocted? Is exactly. Now, minister call on for picture banker. And I can say, say, hey, and I'm wedding, and I'll be so president. I play, and I'm crying to come to you. And you'll be a friend. The a bill is a momentum. I say a roller coaster. One shot, emergency. I did emergency, no call a woman, sir. And you're my bomb minister about to say,
you say, and BCO, Joy FMC, in one of the northern region schools. Now, what news night, make I say MFA, and yes, I interview, and I offer the regional rep of Buffer Stock. And I know because we need free SHS. And I know because of the shortage of food. Oh, no, I start taking cans. Just say, no, okay, can. What's now? Because indeed, the shortage of food. It's so bad, but it's so the shortage of food, but the be econo. Or per se, or the blame no cry to reporter now, no, air money feedback. And this is the situation. Always everything the other. You say manage now this situation certain end.
You see, Omani, look, Minister, before we begin the question, say students SHS from year 1 to year 3 across the country. Okay, so about 1.2 million. 1.2 million is a whole country on its own, in quote. It's a nation. Point I mean, say there are countries that call population 1 million, 1.1 under 1 million. Now, Okita, no, I'm coming. If you Nana.
Reasonably, it could be because.
Oh, Nana, see, Nana, I'm coming. Nana, see, 1.2. See, Nana.
I know mine. Yes, starting.
No, see, no, I don't see a problem.
No, it could. And no one.
So what is the cause?
No, I'm coming. See there.
Problem is saying.
See there, you see.
Problem is saying.
No, I mean, point I'm here to say. Anka and Crawford Sebi. 5,000. We have supply chain. If you have a population of 1.2 million, effectively what it means that you are it's a your friend saying a group are eso. Now, if supply chain are there to make sure all of them are fed, if at a point along the chain there are 2 points deficiency or what. Honestly, yes, so be aware supply chain won't say, if I'm feeding 1.2 million people and at a point you say, instead of 5 gallons of oil, I tell about 2. And once I'm activity replace, but your threshold be a cross the chest as some. And minister calling and Kurano, they are calling their parents. They bedi breakfast to more yandi breakfast. Yes, you skipping unko early lunch. That is Christ asimaba. But point I mean is obi o kan we Ekosiisen obi can say say I can free SHS
and your papa
you see
what jump straight into
exactly but any sanka say who can say we have look I'm not doing comparison but as for those days Savage is now one of some of the office schools before President Kufuor did free SHS and they have close crowd mu coffee say him sir no I'm coming you see and no if Ankaya closes schools now and I have coffee me by all I'll say is that we are doing what is important to quickly get them back. But there's a difference between a deficiency in the system and a system that has come to a halt. But what I say, you have 2 schools must coffee because money is not coming out. And you just say you are sleeping on a job. But if the case is that, my supply chain for 1.2 million kids, there are some 2-3 points. Say I say presec, or maybe be fine. And you know, once I call be a rally, maybe or more from Kakra. I mean, say I didn't we call it a consumable. Who didn't stock management? Echo from now place. Who say sometimes who's stocking more than necessary? It's me saying. Yes, so it's a delicate way. I will explain here. I'll be able to say, but say to school because if you're near son. And no, I will not even take it from anyone who comes to explain. So that's the point I'm making. Say, look, the fact say I buy way Sebi, helpful to the bill of a student doesn't mean free SHS system has become a new entity. But what I say, look, as a multimedia, it's multimedia. If I decide now I'll pay for all your transport, every worker here, okay, boy, I'm paying me most to handle your transport and your feeding and your family. It doesn't mean now that multimedia is I change it to maybe Okoboy Studios. People talk as if because we introduced the free SHS program, now if you see an issue with SHS system, it is the free SHS. No, free SHS just tells you that we are paying for what your parents should have paid as a student.
You see, you can continue on and on, but I know unfair to the Ghanaian people, especially with the kind of goodwill they are this free SHS.
Unfair?
Yes. Because, yes, the sports issues of we can say, no side issue. No, I had side issues because service upon service. Actually, say a man for GDA war free SHS. And we now be a presidential candidate will be also affirm me.
Distant Ghana for
but I don't know Chelsea BB Kochewa dog Emienka. Yeah, so the fact that about for be complaining just say no just will be say no. It's because you perceive a better system, no. Look, no.
The kind of complaints is also important. Yes, a complaint what I draw attention to is that at the end you don't deliberately complain or criticize.
Obi Okrana also born about. Okay, say this free SHS here. Eba say there's some of the headbusters food staff never needed or muton. Eh, be no more kind in the Ashanti region. It is such a person, and then what's the year? It is Obiba, not so be just CPSO, not so soldier good chimwa. Meaning say why are the bonnet. The very act na ebema yet to correct sa ayina e mismanagement say system. And I'm saying for say nya, it could be able to say yensa and better. It's because it be a year and in the person better. What has happened now, from what I see, yes, there were issues. Minister has moved in to resolve the issues. That is it. A mere creative place BBAC and those noises wouldn't have started. The schools are not affected. No? For now, no. When you Minister try or maybe son assembly. Minister couldn't answer. Say, na track a bank and the CCN because I know say one of my cousins who was supposed to be in school by now. Last week in a friend so we free school. In fact, we were there when the call came and said also Befi. Meanwhile, she wasn't due to come home. See, at the moment there's a confusion as to track ban air quality track ban is what is really happening. So about for bisa clarification information about this system. No, and I think the PR slants on it.
Show the balado menu die no bi o die no
no nya bode nya pese yenya pese system
but system no opese o yini na no na so cause PR
you see the
clearly he should speak to the issue. So how you pick it up no is the issue I'm having because Minister Aba or see you're complaining about 4 institutions we are not say adwane ni ho my surprise visit unannounced to me they me ko hu yini maka che say we your nko anu akohu ade no tie ye be si wachi akọ ye nka se be kochina. No, according to say almost no. Why do you call it a PR gimmick? That's what he's going to see. If he comes to lie here, we are handicapped because in the core.
You see, Minister could have helped us. One, by way so be me na me TRC no. Mean doubt say picture no. Issues in the Bible, issues in the Bible no. It be 5 days now. And no more restocking all those your friend is saying schools no and akọ akiri akọ twa for the ba chere obetumi by producing the way bill and the receipt of the first item easy me na me kwa na person me prove me kwa na me call ya me produce way bill and no man ya Mr. Chey they are so new so what is that F ye dey kogu and rate ya na dey kwa kogu
okay
and that means akọ twa for and no akọ so they above of that the good thing is that say way bill they buy way for way bill over receipt of items in the account as evidence minister
na stock ledger the book
I don't know
okay my way bill what's almost surprise
what's happening is that
o say wofa or blunt wofa kwame also or blunt na all due respect to him largely never be no kan no sentiments are me respect it. Or can be say once in Kofo complaining about airport in terms of the cost, a man nipa be ajumu yomu nya. I know say also mbobo na yi nya no nya den in free ho. I mean, look, and quickly no, the last update Mikita for COVID, active case count about 6,800 as at 29th of August. Deaths about 1,047. Kotoka cases are picking from Kotoka so far since COVID started. 2,659. And Omayini, guess what? For the month of June, in fact, April, time at Delta, India wave no start here, no. Europe wave no start here. Kotoka picking 306 cases for April, positive cases.
Okay.
July, we picking 492. Omayini. Now, August so far, we just finished August, but as at 29th, it was 273. Anytime cases be cross through Abrochino, airport no count no reflected the AC or outside. I think it is almost an established fact. There's a lot of value in the testing. Say, Obwa Maya who say we be octavirus now. That one is established. Omayini. Bibi Abwa Sebi. One person cried to me and tap none viral load also. I bet me that cause a problem. So the airport testing has given us value in terms of helping us to at least keep people who have the virus out of joining us in the population. I think what becomes controversial and is the cost of the test. Much of what I say. So as for the value in the test in terms of ensuring safety of the population and health, it's like we've agreed with that. Is the cost. The cost was 150 for Ghanaian holders, Ghanaian passport holders to Ghana for and ECOWAS. But ECOWAS, me a deputy minister on ECOWAS regime started say because we are a region and we are all one, no, at least we should push hard to make sure that we beat the price down and come down. And Yedi Papano Kasano, the company, no, I was fortunate to be part of the process. One of the key arguments I did him say, investments are because only say airport testing, Ghana didn't put 1 Ghana cedis in the project.
Ghana decided not to.
Yeah, of course. So, Omani.
We could have got it.
Oh, yes. Oh, Omani said.
Another controversy. Yeah, don't go there.
Oh, Omani, point I'm
straight to the point.
Omani, the point is that. So the point is that our argument I put for is whichever kind of investments are here, by now you should have
what infrastructure
exactly. Yeah. Yes. So we believe that it should be business. Your business should be okay to bring it down and about 50. Now before about 50 no time 150 for Ghanaians obiya bisa me catch on say task force no yen tu kasa bi engu kasa proposal bi odoba no ye twina dey alcohol so that yen nyina dey then think about. Now Ghana is one of the few countries your COVID team no Minister of Health any one or two people COVID team no Foreign Affairs Minister obiya is a whole government approach into my recently so conversation Martino and you know, I can let you know, say, Emra, COVID meeting task force chaired by the president. Now, yes, and this came up about cost. That in the future, no, is it possible, say, because of the length period that I testing, say COVID by maybe we assume say maybe after some 6 months, just like other viruses, but because I say I don't know the year about no, okay, if the testing will continue for that long, is it possible to look at a possible reduction again? This came up at the COVID task force. You could see that people brought their suggestions, and it is something that will continue to engage land borders. I mean, it came up at the task force meeting, and Interior Minister they are all thinking health. And I advise say now the best thing is to start engaging them, and start looking at the situation at the border. The first cases I knew from North for COVID were people who entered Ghana from Burkina Faso. About 10 people all were positive for COVID. So sometimes, managing a disease like COVID is a fine balance between the economy or people's livelihoods and their health. Se who could be a little border.
Na Jifasu.
Na Jifasu na hospitals here from conversation. Oh, obi anu obeka say oh na say imagine say President Kufuor obeka say I didn't want to open the border, but because the demonstrations were hard, I mean, one should cry. So yes.
So you are looking at the political side.
No, you don't get. What I mean is that
not just
ultimate responsibility. I'm saying the ultimate responsibility
has to be taken.
No,
not just a decision.
That's why he's triggered the process for the decision. Or see, the engagements from Ghana Health Service should start with key stakeholders, so that you start to prompt them why you've held the border.
Now, detain you for 4 days. Now I'm waiting.
I think for 18 months, I've not traveled since COVID came. And yes, because me need travel, but as public health person, meaning say the way you are citizens, anything can happen anywhere you go. Let me do country beer. Meaning say meaning COVID. Let's make it so I won't be doing one HSA
or COVID.
If say you don't have to challenge them. With jurisdiction behind yes into account anyone say what submit mu some might even involve cost if you are planning for quarantine you have to be in your hotel for 7 days because of mean too point ambassador say be in a straight jacket when they say they are doing
because of the times that we are in.
Oh yes, when they say they are doing a test on you for COVID, if the result comes out as negative, it doesn't mean you don't carry the virus. It means that the chance that you are carrying the virus is what low. No, it's probabilities. Yeah. It's all about risk measurement. Yes, you'll be a positive for COVID. The test is telling you that this guy carries a big risk of giving the virus to someone. So now I isolate you. Yeah, will test 3-4 days later. Now you won't say a negative. Obi awaye virology and our study. Mwabeka say, "Mwano obi even load do nso na check whether you are positive or not." So oba kotoka it's possible say test you know. You say maybe load doors we are positive. Now, Nipaduano immediately why positive because I just said, oh, Nipadua started the Yane Kunada. But what I say, Open why say why positive for COVID? No, maybe 2-3 days and a virus in no more. Time I was testing, no, was started developing soldiers. It's possible say, Obaye repeat test on the 3rd-4th day. Now I am negative. Maybe an viral load a confirm. Say you Crawford, Ghana, ya test on 2nd, 3rd day. They were still positive. There are a lot of them. Just say, yeah, PCR crown, why positive? So, I think. It's dangerous if we speak as if so will be a positive not 3-4 days later negative. Just say ebia enyampa obia watsia adenu say you can be in fact you can be positive this morning. The same lab can do your test. Now I can say we're negative. Enya bro, it's because testing gives you a measure of the risk of you carrying the virus. Now, and now here kasa ene we UK citizen till unyanu mo UK a mo ye Ghana for so mo tie mia we UK citizen now we took one call man be e mo red list too red list just
omo de issue say o de enye papa
yes we UK citizen now call now ba say unwo vaccine na utia listen oh you pay before they call it the omo odi omo refer no quarantine package you pay £2,285 £2,285 for 10-day hotel quarantine. You have to pay before you join the flight to UK for a UK citizen coming from a red country. On catch yourself call. Why do you pay corner uber? You have to. Now listen again. Ghana is on their amber list. Ghana, we are not red. They have almost countries. They've categorized countries to red, amber, and green. Green say COVID is the best and the omupe ideal. Amber say odam fifi. If we are UK citizen, now we vaccine, you know. Some people have refused the vaccine. Now, if we Ghana, call UK, Ghana is another country. You still have to pay for 10-day mandatory quarantine. Hey, £2,285. We are UK citizen. Now, what's the vaccine? Everyone say America, about 85 million people have not taken the vaccine. They are anti-vaccine people.
Do you pay or do you quarantine yourself? Because what I do know is say, quarantine.
Yeah. So
and they would send. In fact, you pay for the test.
No. Okay. So that one is when you have been vaccinated. So what we draw me, fully vaccinated. Now, if you Ghana call UK, you don't need to pay for hotel. Okay. And coffee, but you test the second day. And sometimes I think they can early release on it. But vaccine no. Now about Ghana, UK, now we'll come back to UK. You pay £2,285 for mandatory 10 days. What do you make me figure away? Can you? The hotels you are going to sleep in. Yeah, you can check their protocols. This £2,285, the money is not going to a government hotel. These are private. As in, me can't. Obi hotel. Would you say that UK government is trying to use COVID to enrich them? It's because what the virus can do to the economy, and or discourage you from going to those places and at least get a vaccine. Now red list they will catch us a higher red men call okwa or say you have to pay this. Until point at me and say, please on record, any suggestion about reducing cost is not a stupid idea. Just as we accepted the proposal to reduce it for Ghanaians and we did it. I'll not be surprised if we carry on these discussions and in the near future we see another reduction. But the point I want to make is that countries that make you pay monies just to make sure that their population is safe, they don't do it because they want to hurt you. They are doing it because they want to protect their population. These things are very. And guess what? Apart from all this, you must do a PCR test before you start the flight. Yes, just like ours.
So I don't know. So me to me,
of course,
just to seek for.
Yeah.
Me when you say, well, is it that yang protocols is superior to that of the United States? And I say because me by if I say a week now.
Yeah.
What I did was, if I me figure na econo.
Yeah.
Maybe the kind you be what has the normal test here.
No, I'm saying we answer number one.
Me if I saw also yes what body. Kutu cry for.
I don't get restriction. Say no
restriction. I know almost
those Ghana your protocol. You for Shebian tools to say a test and say na koi be a okono.
Oh really?
No.
But before you board, they inspect your first.
Is that the case?
So
before you check in,
it's the destination.
No. But before you check in, they inspect.
There means the airline. Some airlines has their protocol.
Yeah. Maybe
it's from the state.
Ethiopia Airline, inspect here.
Yeah.
Upon getting to the US and some inspect here.
Yes.
That was it.
Yes.
Obia and Shaw said for your test here.
Yeah.
Coming back, what I did was a PCR test. Of course, I did remember what I say at the time I take here and no say Ebia winnie be, but I don't just say winnie be cry.
Yeah.
But why is this maybe Rahasiya, especially if we coming from US with that one? I'm still asked to keep the event of the test.
Yeah. Your European delegation, mean borders that delegation. About Ghana.
And even at a fee.
Yes.
Of the $50.
Yes. Your European delegation be mean bought the particular agency about Ghana before December. They all had negative PCR. About Chroma, some of them tested positive. Some of them did it. Yet they call Gaist. They all felt seriously ill with serious COVID. How come they tested negative but came here to test positive and actually fell ill? It's because Sebi, after the test, your test now, you can pick the virus from any place.
Yes.
Exactly. So someone can. It's also possible that at the time they did the PCR, the virus was still incubated. They were in the
can even
period.
pick it in Ghana.
As-
What about
oh.
pick it in Ghana?
Or even on a plane, you can pick it from anywhere. So I know the etmisi.
Yeah.
But you see, Adibakwa and Krofore a finish say before you introduce you testing at the airport, Nana, only the protocol for Ghana. You pay 2 weeks of hotel bills like UK Diero.
Yes.
And you have to show evidence of having paid 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Now 14 days of hotel bills. Without it, the airlines don't allow you to board. Now the average cost was about $1,000. Even if you take a cheap, you are paying $50 times 14. Nana. So the point is that my catcher will say
why a task force? I mean,
no. But I've even given you assurance that the task force tolerates. We take all these things on board and negotiate. And I don't want to mention the name, but when you'll be surprised who himself said that. Can we look at discussing a reduction of this price? It came from very, very, senior sources at the task force. So, the point we are making is, as for government, our key task is to make sure we reduce the chance of someone bringing the virus into the country. So, we'll start the engagement. We'll start the engagement. We'll start the engagement. See, me in both country, no, there are West African countries, cities from Kotoka, tested positive. Yari serious screamer. Countries in West Africa.
Just like you always say,
yeah.
Our president Suka say, virus in the aba. We have to learn to live with it.
Yes.
See, you to me, you're not successful. I didn't to be many successful about it because you see, honorable Kase and the Indian swing say. If there was a documentary that exposed via a Joy FM a year where some of the immigration officers, you know, 5 cities, a man for a room, and it's a booming business.
No. So,
and a company riskier than when you really allow people to come. Where maybe there is that,
So the good news is that the task force has taken the subject matter. We are discussing it, looking at the ingredients. You must tell yourself what kind of intervention are you putting in place. Are you going to have a testing regime? How is the testing going to be like? Would it be paid by government?
You've experimented it from the airport.
No. But you see, Sebi, in public health, your intervention, you have to be mindful of your target. Sebi, Obia, or use forex, it will be a few obano. Who charging forex? The chance of betting me afford no. Obia, or use CDA. Or you see the terms testing regime, also on to see the equivalence. It might not be easy. So we are looking at, should government absorb the cost? What are the numbers? Some are even suggesting that, okay, instead of government absorbing the cost, why don't you go and vaccinate those who live along the border? So that Obano Cheokada
reduce the risk.
Exactly. So, exactly. Because if one dose of vaccine costs about $4.5, why don't you find some for the people rather than asking them to pay, let's say, $20 or $50, $100? So all these are matters we are looking at. We have to make sure, say, Yatimia can be and make sense in terms of population who buy answer.
Unas is one monitor CDD for reporting.
Omahine say I don't hear cost wa the TNA say and opemikan baby say me over the years and I've decided not to pay me person me dey margin P be ko CDD service ana e ba bonten even service e be institution because it's economic intelligence unit kra na mention that input to premium on it because often ana misleading o my their meaning and they're gonna for you name. Say corruption under this government normal. We anomalize corruption. And whoever attempt to fight corruption will fight the person. And there are so many examples to show. The posture of the president, the attitude towards the fight against corruption, and kophobia ono akeka say corruption atiatisi. Into my CDD ba now so beka chere me say nipa 62% agidi say ye Akufo-Addo on to me enko katase any proye o to be to asia me gidi say the figure has been heavily massaged. Me gidi say the figure 62% you know, has been heavily massaged and I expect no less than 90% of Ghanaians to assume say ye Akufo-Addo on to me enko katase. He can never and will never attempt to fight it because you see, this is a president or no auditor general. na onye boni bia ne boni oye a ne se ko investigate a deal or no feel say as auditor general and fa corruption what is the crew associate deal now the next moment ya de wantanrane your friend is saying a katasumu asone in shebi today the auditor general has been forced out of the office on my has say you started see katasishen wasem in 2008 I mean it featured 2012 elections in featured you reku for me etias yes or no there or the a certain announced principle any media say oh you ban your baby video because the face also yes say oh you corruption na ya na e dey betudwa na ye tu hwana mo ya no ene ma yura mills etutu ne nan awiakete call your friend is a port eko kika mu akọ ye ya say the be ya be ma sa na proye na ekoso wo na den abafo the next moment yura Akufo-Addo be di president pe ana started ba kumienu pe ene nsuso enya ne se sabio the lead anas asset odi ye investigation nyina na ene nipa no nipa bonifu bi okunya ya ene menu ye kasa ye hu di akwakosi today anas himself undercover the world acclaimed a global acclaimed your friends undercover agency has been undercovered by this government and that when was the last time I tell anas when was the last time omobubu na pray wamu ne manasa maneti ase manase enkoba onam sada onam your friend is saying kadanzue and you mama obia antisa ne ho akanda but under you Akufo-Addo manase no also call Ezra e will be manso when I'm going to be who did say the mashi be I said the bayer to me outside or the identity to see Momunia Star FM journalist Saturday or quite this rosewood and a mining and home investigation in the northern part no so Johnny Ijana Papua and these are people who are all helping to fight corruption. In the end, what has become of them? And you have a situation where the former boss na yenina of which of you could mean that we are sorry if you were watch na waka but means of best so no one can pay a general committee anim aka sama no kubianim na nese mokaye nyinara ene dia na esie no kweka na ewum na nkasa na egbo abura president ko ni pesu aso asema ko kan so journalist for no kwadem so mu dwumadie no mo so ya no kekeke no mo papa na so enti no onto na dwuma so na papa ya samba na oba beto na dwuma so ade a obi eye hu just 1% kra na ye beyi na di no ye we Akufo-Addo akata so emumu aso the better that be CSOs I me fight corruption issues but deal ba e wo mamu say the first people you hear and then make criminal be Imani for I'm surprised Imani has been so quiet and Imani there no more education or more telecommunication or more your friend is saying every sector of our economy no more expertise in it today you ensure that the name I Imani Frank could you nanka sa na enka ono na ye the lead voice no you think have you because all these people have been told say they are regime changes or many years and they've been bastardized from head to toe. And the corruption bar acquire competition amongst your Akufo-Addo appointees. Who is more corrupt? Into your sorry or say maybe the 100 million. We say maybe 120 million. Into your corrupt. And yet so my room. And for me, the problem is that the aircon dachi be here. Na mabuno sorry my room you to be there and so on into my corruption with the CDD who in here CDD to conduct any survey from a who in here CDD to do any desktop survey it's all over you can see about corrupt deals sir airtime because airtime in the sense there I mean Ghana ni biaje a special prosecutor idea no eden etum ena ya appoint Yura Matiamidu In fact, look at the kind of support that we fee the civil society and the citizen. You heard him say, "You are my temi do by day." And why? Yeah. In fact, a day now, President appointed my temi doing some more kafan. Yeah, and a special prosecutor and customer temi do not share say. It doesn't know bekan. So, so no ko nim say, "Say dada no." Na President edin hwamo pa na size or the oyusu no. Na ye pe mother serpent of corruption na. Eye oman panyin. Because corruption or no, and the biggest inspirer when the motivated corruption, when a bam. Consistently, Papa, you refuse to know, or nay, why just so I can say, Papa, no, why corrupt? No, any motivated corruption, when a bam. This is the verdict of one on the first special prosecutor, the institution, you can't feel like to my boy, and me a corruption. And until mind that, and only the only institution, obey to me, I can say. Or the bottom wants for him. But the institution itself has been indicted. Now, you have a situation where, as a mercy, A plus a logic complaint to the CID. Not CID boss, former CID friend, director. A friend, a friend of Fonso, say, Kwame, what's me? I divide the mood pa, and I say, ye kumwa, a bigua by, intino, me kwenya, quenya, na mene papano, Asia, Quebec, Transam, and Nakasa. I mean, who does that? An issue of corruption, make allegation against government officials, and that is the solution from a CID boss. It's what my whim. We have a situation where visa scandal even before the report, the CID for investigation, we Penera Kufa the Arisha for a pious endamajidi from Ministry of Youth and Sports, and the Behuna this occasion be maybe our big chamber. No, by elevating it to the Deputy Minister of Information. You know what that did? There be no journalist interface. There be near tenant can you know. The moment I be no kai friends visa scandal. That is the level at which you are president. But there been a regime. You see, there be a regime. I'm a regime. Obi there some keke crowd. Why yes you the there some say a yen to 2 week no lead to a resignation. The Bamika say yeah. Say about say corruption asema we cite cases because these are people who are one of us. But if you are Muhammad Nabi to be prosecuted and appointee for involvement in act of a corrupter, I didn't think the Yero Kufuado ain't taking higher. Rather, Yero Kufuado will elevate people who have been cited to be corrupt. A party Jessica, the missing excavators, I find missing excavators, on tape. Papa, Professor from Pop Water, Horace, Ekosiisen, and John Bodu Mudin, Koma, Castle, your faculty to be a market, a concession, Yamomonkutu, a good year. I didn't see. As I'm a penny, so Yache Ekosiisen. To date, I didn't go see. As a new 1 week cry. And you know, the president ain't taking action on any of those allegations, sir, at the Abba. And as a petition, the president, or petition against the CJ to the president. Oh my, so who carry the tester, president, and reply on the ban, or say irresponsible conduct, or say a sepa conduct, no, official a Ghanaian. No institution, institution and name, a petition says CJ sends them. What the president told him in a response, and they say a responsible. And I say, President responses to Ghanaians. I mean, a concourse, and then so catching institutions say they are irresponsible in their conduct. Now, person,
that's Medasi. I don't.
Into 62% in there, I maintain say a heavily massaged. President Kufuado should not score less than 90%.
But as Jonas Kobe, dependable herb for the Adom Malakio and Adom Natural Tonic and Adom Natural Man Mixture Capsules and Adom Lady Care Capsules and mixture no abedwaso. Adom Malaki Ekutia malaria any bre any say ni peduano so ahojo. Adom natural tonic no so numa to a year for precopedia mao. Adom natural man mixture and capsules no so no ahode sonko a also ebemo hu say oye bema mu and Adom Lady Care Capsules and mixture no so no. At that time of the month in your moko feature mano na enko ye mama no mama that ahoden mama that freshness no be be at me if you on free dependable herbal home for on 0242 22 35 55 number be 0242 22 35 55 na fe odi woni kire chemical and as a pharmacy and as a herbal shop bia wo mamu ba bia unya bi ato Global Lighting Center so akoyen kane fie papa ntino say open kane ade be siesie ofie na odi bi edi djuma wo asori wo office bibi bia ede kane ayi bia no Global Lighting Center se men kan cho say e woni bia sonko a ese se oko na okoto nkania asort nyina one head office no was Spinters Road Victory Junction odi map no kope edo bi ra Soro Mall osunso Oxford Street and they do masa kwakoshe ADB Bank no ana papaya intemonum na why show signboard nature kwa and crime adjacent GT Bank Opera Square ana Kumasi so opposite Palace Shopping Center Santasi. Oko on Facebook so Global Lighting Center and I say obe friend and I say WhatsApp on so 0570 611 047 and 0271 49117 Global Lighting Center. Global Lighting Center, your solution to quality lighting. Global Lighting Center. Yaja to say enkania papa efie any ehonom. Happy birthday to Mr. Alexander Ni Kate Banaman, Deputy Executive Secretary, the National Media Commission. We are wishing you, the entire team here, wishing you God's blessings and a long life. Mr. Alexander Ni Kate Banaman, Deputy Executive Secretary of the National Media Commission, happy birthday, wishing you God's blessings and long life. Because of Kyle Biom to say, and they DSTV, yes, our news in big leagues, no, they are back on DSTV. And I may say to ensure say they baby abetima ko kama ediama Jax 49 cities a month na unemu okosa anasa enjoy live matches and no obetimi sampa akansi mu akansi ankasa the Premier League La Liga bukan Serie A and I can't see what's about to me. My friend be caught and a Champions League in the Kaka, DSTV, NFS, so and Komoka power. Nothing beats the unbeatable football on DSTV. We're from also a number here 0302 740 540. Mama Studio 0302 740 540. Can who the terms and conditions no he apply our house. Dr. Ko.
Oini. Me that's papa. O mind bia se o mind be ko nim ama be gina fa ko a enye programs ni policies pe but sena corruption eti o mind no so kire whether o mind be ko nim tem ana obebre. In fact, uhwe yaye neighboring countries be Africa, like a country like Democratic Republic of Congo, Ubia or Nimwakase, number of Niamo war, almost every minor in the world, but over the years, and yet this particular government, but over the years, the past 30-40 years, one issue of corruption, regime change, instability, into over the years, no, Uko Mainuma, said, we wouldn't say, Yediomu Kon and Drone Bay, because you see, even how to even deploy the drugs crown, the vaccines crown, Sebi, na ebi logistics in New yeah, you be kasa from or see omu coin from the capital city to other parts, is very bad. Point at me and say, why is corruption important? Corruption is important because if one share here, Ubetima generating revenue, Ubetima introduce a lot of reforms, but still no, Niaman can say some canal from bid or mine, na air conform. Now, Omayini, there were two main aspects when it comes to corruption, dealing with corruption. There is the perception of corruption. ASN and Crawford dream for corruption sebi. Never be a Emma or Mujus corruption or no. A bibet or what a genasua a siampa, a bisu or what a some will be kaye. I will show my yes or mine ashiska and I said will be a abokrono. But perception sebi a war. See the report not say perception more than 50%. Or mind what I say.
Yeah.
We are buying now perception of war. Say the son or dream for more than 50%. Say a genasua, any genasua, just away Jumaye. But what I say. Ejuma owo ni say e wo say yentu anamo a ebema de ema nipa no dwin saa no either say ebe funny out na ya address the issue ana ebema nipa no ngina so ebema wa yi saa perception e free ho danger na e wo ni say citizen or perception a it be translating into voting yempe a situation ebe akoye say president Kufuor 2008 de no bi said be introducing national health insurance cash can carry every ho president Kufuor di nema to infrastructure na sebi obi GD say you see banks be sika NDC MPP ministers ya share no esukra Bank of Ghana sika enu no hwim na wa vote against you na ebe hwe no power asisa after obi so obi a o say mantu say enti point am here ni say once CD di aba no ye de ni say the mere fact say obi across 50% in terms of perception, you know, we have work to do. Omayini, sena mika no bi owa o kan bi etiawa o kana wa hwe wajuma no na waye. CDD sebi me ni evidence be say omo ti say social institute na e wo adabraka no. Me kam ya me nuanu onasismo. Unse university bi adabraka otuku no advice this province. Ehono ye dey adi tuja ye dey petuni 2024 but me GD say CDD ti sa enti CDD dey waka no adi a emma yenhwe within us na dey amma nipa anya perception yen addressing those issues me dey me GD say o man hwe cash for seats me sure obi before 2020 election oh doctor na cash for seats I dey say me man ha adwuna so na cash for seats den oh say I didn't see president what try cha oh na Papa no tina president che bisa no papa no Japan motors o say one city crowd went to ya enti Ghana man ya mfa wo sika nkomo obi cash for ana na nkoji ska obi o say obada cash for say ye interrogation ko party say ye na so hwe film o say doctor abetwem ni de ye dey ahun say problem wo so point am here ni say sometimes you know a strategy in so man ni political opponent otimi to nsembe pre to wiem ba all mis kakra bi wo ha nipa be gina so edi ayade me hu say enu ho but if you put that one aside too no your reports be aba like obomi boss Sputnik said me boss or no appeal parliament or can say giving the chance in terms of some of the processes and the procedures you know I mean obe shishe niama in the way anti say first but o man only bibi sas kana ye recommendation committee recommendation fan bra etu aye no say sas kana banker enu di anka minister kra kan me kra be din say me jatum but what I say the money must come because anytime the state loses money even if you give rationalization our money is gone but what I say but once the money comes back and I will say doctor are you saying that once money come back I said no my point is that whatever happens Sebi the money must come back. Because that money, the opportunity cost of corruption, that money can put up a maternity block at some village to save lives. And that is why it's important. But you know what? NDC Bao say, oh, there's corruption. OBC MPP Bao, there's corruption. But there are some things you can look out for. You never be so abambi aye corrupt. Na or dia brono or dia scar. Utmisha na and I met you be kakra. Now I should say, na ne kufa do aban. Sa na mano kosa. You can't, Professor, you can't eat your cake and have it. 2014-15, time my JM war no, time my Doomson war no. Ghana gas CEO no. Oba Ghana no can say, ye di nika yentiano. Yentiano, entiano, ebe di so the gas rema their power power plant. But who him say before Obeka sa no, na Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, may God bless him all the time. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia be catch say our problem is not technical problem. You say machine be saying na ACC. Ghana's problem was a financial problem. No, I didn't know. So in China it came out say, Only yes, sika odi beto fuel like beto shake generators. You have to pay power producers. Na sa na money na John Dramani Mohammed's administration couldn't manage and handle those recurrent expenditures. You know why? How can you handle a recurrent expenditure when you take money and give to a businessman to supply items or falling short of even supply the items? That is money that could have paid for the West Africa gas pipeline. If we say programs and policies are everyone and buy to say allowances for teachers and nurses, once corruption comes through, na sika anka was on generate scano air for other places are. Ube say a very difficult say obetima sustaining programs are over 2 years, and that's why they cancelled some of the programs like the teacher training allowances. Now, how come that the NDC couldn't employ people into the public sector? This will be free ho sebi oyari na ana we film na very place. It's because the corruption had gotten into levels. Look at Woyome. Sika yetu millions of dollars. Sika yedi man no. It came out clearly. Not even a contract had been signed. And anytime we engage in activity or minor bleeding, say a bit scano, a man one kasa bino, like you get exposed. Professor, you can't eat your cake. You cannot empower and reach a few people in your circles and at the same time make a country also become richer. You can't do that. Now, I'm happy to say, Sebi from Gehazi time, unim Gehazi, Omaini, minim se otaka Bible. Hey, ukwa we elder fachemi, Omaini. We elder, Omaini, we elder. Unse Obina, wama yasi nyina unso a Pentecost elder. Obi michiawo, ebi awa michiawo. But Omaini di eno, se na ya we bisa questions of fire anything. Minta hu elders omakuma yeshisa. Enti ya refi. But Obi hu di eni di obi a hu a. Ose baba we di o se Pentecost elder. What was it? Trend this year. Is that for the Nikwasi a casa because yeah, casa is against the job. In fact, who's a way a pure Pentecost elder? Nikasa Nabro. Now, who can't say no until tomorrow? Sir, Omani always have questions. And Omani point at me and say, yo, San Yama way, Aban way near Sebi. A perfect government and yes to above 90 juma na me can Gehazi me bonidin because ansana cry you Jesus no ye wo prophets are omu assistants say we obi oya sorry with prophets na minipa omani gift a ye dey ama prophet o si o mamenu fan kono otimi ko crossing no koje so okoboy I'm very careful me nyi obi a me ti say si o ya raise issue of wrong against an appointee. I know be a me party more. Now my jump is say or a so above no. But the point I want to make is that despite that, your near my osha, Emma one resources say, aban way a buyer, sebi otnawa, ebebua, yenina, any yemba. And I say we are able to pay teachers even when they sit at home under COVID. Nina because of prudent economic management. And I kasa yomani, Nyankupa dom, me can't be a me whom VW casa and nam krumha they were assembled in Ghana. Say Ghana too. I mean things are going now. Big companies like Volkswagen. I'm sorry, can buy Chrome. I was saying shisha unyama answer. I was saying CD stable, inflation and proper. I was saying cost of credit and proper. Your power situation, electricity, doom so and momba. I was saying some bill and a ban way automobile policy. Yeah, just say I share your mama. I did some chino. You go and kaka. I mean, what for sprinters na say? Yeah, sprinters. Courage Manuel. Who's out? Oh. Wow offer. Omani but within the more power. Oh Omani. Oh nyama unse sometimes that's the danger. Say the nisi nyama challenges susa na refi nyama pa koso. Me shedi roadway Omani it will cut traffic along that corridor. A big road dual carriage from Palace all the way to entrance to Binko. Amakwata nana kufa do aban. We are ni kakaka. Enti Omani point ameni say ampa me wajidie say once yet see die obi ye boni na wajidi say boni na under aban we sebi nyanka aban we yemfa no ndi na wajidi say yemfa no ndi ya they say crime doesn't what expire. It doesn't sebi ebi mu wa NDC omudi president John Dramani mama ye juma appointees ye ba yi ya prosecute won NCA omu wo jail say obi aye boni a time no expire. Now, boy, Bibia Musuya, the Marco Max, Or see, when you see your brother fall, don't laugh. You have to learn. Enti, me public financial laws. They be me kind of after Bible and send me see chrome or my PFMA. Audit Act. When we are near my child, choir, yes, she shall buy near my
position as a Ubusu.
Oh, and I mean, until we can say, okay, I want to go to Mrs. Sabu, soon to be an open. Can say the
practice you.
Yeah, oh, say yeah, boss. No, boss. No, me can't say one kayo. Me too beautiful. No, see, women, you know, yes, make you better. Yes, dear. I say politics.
Oh, to make you better, me boy.
Oh, but you learn to get yourself that.
Yes. No.
Yeah. So, you position what here? Or channel Yankupo, Yankupa, you want to.
Essential. Me for me. Wish you well.
Nice to everybody.
No. Oh, nice.
I have a course.
President Kufado. Oyobia on him says Senamikan, on him say corruption to be bomb mine. Inti Sebi on Nancy and mark corruption in DU.
But I didn't primada you see,
okay, messa mama bum. Dr. Komeba, 20 minutes after 6. Yeah, my friend for the rim. Near me rap up 0302 2116545 and 0302 2165546. Na forward during Chebre and Komoya. Ya born so far. Then we'll wrap up. Na ya damo asese musumuti Jebre. Na muti share Ekosiisen on Asempa 94.7. Good evening, Apopti say. Yes, sir. It's you. It's you.
I'm a Dasina Quenya or Dama Mendeso. And at the moment I disiane I didn't catch it. But near Ampesa, Mr. Kubo will make Mary a pa and to Panasa, but me party member. To the chance I send you one or second of cry, no, I can't cross street. Because Senna and Dra and Yano, San and Nelson, and ye, but I said the one no education and information and pushing. So, it's important.
Okay, so yeah, that's it. Good evening, Apopti say. Hello, good evening, Apopti say. Hello, good evening, Apopti say. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir, Apopti say.
Nyamiadumo, Omain.
It's you.
Ya Omavini, because of Ekosiisen. Omain.
Yeah.
And in won't come away the Mumbo on Abu Kobo and about the papa. Show corruption. Perception, money penetration. Yembi said there, money penetration. Nam in the corner or in the collar. Sabi to present another day, a Juma Wabama in Union, sir. Corruption, the perception, it will always be there. Because NDC, Kobo literature won't call for. Let researcher, Kokrum, no occasion NDC, no Bissana. Mano Kofa can't watch no. Obaka. The man the same people needs to be a press conference. Not also custom, not only penetrating, not research a cocoon. Mononym on the back. It is obvious your research. Now, I have not say corruption perception. Ghana for 52%. What have man to me fight corruption? For a perception. But you said there, in reality, Abadi Morokodo. Abani Abono modern, I'm a minimum there. Obio Yewi, Obio Wadia, or you're chilling. Senanado, or you're corrupter. All you start doing your free education because you won't get my man. Amani, President Mahama want all the chill on money. What's in your free education, man? light simple 4 years with him and me. Young be said there, Nana do not John Mahama. One of corrupt.
All right, that's it. Piece of the chair. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening. Well, there been problems there. Dr. Mira Pop, Unazis.
You offended me, yeah, also offended, needing the more free fee tackle. Or say,
I don't know
corruption. Ain't him there. I'm crossing Jones, I'm a selfie offended. Set up. In fact, more me, if you win it, I ain't simple. What's the perception? You're bullet. Watching it there, corruption is premised on perception. Intina, OSHA, the international agency now, indexes on corruption, also a corruption perception index. One can say corruption reality index. It's because of the complexity and corruption. We say, and yet Timamufuni has evidence for evidence, but once issues ne koso ankrofo can one some or minimum mukakra, there's credence to the issues na koso no. And of course, say yet here my say enkoba say what I see sabu or mine or brofo abra no be a count e bra nipa ba kofo kra hu say or mine the brother anya hwe bia wo hu nipa bi ehu no de akodi ko mo baby and no na dey sa perception e den e travel no and you know we've traveled beyond that description argument on whether it's perception and answer a reality. The thing is that koso say nyasa subano na yes dey bia na perception na to me enko katasehye into us into my the akoduro no what in ye gitum say will be before for year you go for will be before for year onye but sa attitude say mean you bia nemfa ho wakwa rent luxurious presidential jet. You can you can rent a jet, but they say it's so expensive and so luxurious. To your preference
by all measurement.
May say it doesn't need your friends a bathtub or washroom or to bath in a jet. And you know, and what I want to say, the maintenance should always be there. They should be put in proper use. Say also a tough for now only could you pump back and no, I just say, near the equipment maintenance are bad. Also, problem, you know. What's it, Jananaso? And you know, and no was ye, nay, enjoy premanse and premanse and mass, you can fight.
Tama, your papa President Kufado can't say it's possible to pay the fees of all kids in SHS in this country. Ebimu can say it is impossible. But typical of a visionary leader, no, and now Kasai, Obia says, Sena yetimi. That is the kind of legacy President Kufado Eddie Jaye. Omaini, and now Kasai, President Kufado say he's taking up the challenge to cover over 111 health facilities across the country. This is the legacy President Kufado Eddie Jaye. And now Kasai, President Kufado now buying. Ultimately, to our teachers, public sector workers are said for more than 6 months. I know what doing because of COVID. Ultimately, sure say will be a sick every month, 18 account. And now, I can say President Kufado are buying. Why ye Juma my ne? Nyakupa the power is stable and on. Until Uba Asempa, Sebi ye infa generator, NTTO, and yedede. Omayini. And now I can say Nyakupa dom. Minim say education pe. Or more recruitment, over 110,000 people recruited into education because of the expansion in the free SHS program. Professor Amankwa Eriami Chiao. And now I can say, Ministry of Health, data yaji close to 120,000 people in these 4-5 years of Kufado's time. When you are in Kofa idea bar on board, wage bill akosra ye manage. Enti mepacho, minim say COVID inti omayini. Obi oye cinema ejuma ena ye kasai on pretty enti ko no fi ahonkyere ho obi oye trading wa flaho ahonkyere ho enti ye di ahonbrase na ye kasa say obi anya botai ye be ye ejuma din ama obi a no ho aton o man no bidase.